Hi, and welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
At Convey, we're not only dedicated to solving today's biggest challenges facing healthcare organizations, we're also committed to predicting and planning for tomorrow's challenges by uniting a family of companies. We combine powerful technology with robust data analytics to deliver integrated end-to-end solutions that achieve meaningful results. Start your journey towards transformative business performance with Convey.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and you already know the deal. I'm excited, always excited about growing and building Black business, minority businesses, women-owned businesses here in Miami-Dade County and throughout South Florida. And my guest today, you should be excited as well because she's got the bag. Myrlande, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Yes, Miss Myrlande
Yes.
Simeon.
Yes.
But before we tell them about the bag, who's Myrlande? And who's Myrlande? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Myrlande Simeon. I do go by Landy for most folks. I am a native here of Miami-Dade County, born and raised, Haitian descent.
Okay.
So sac passe to all my
Where'd you go to high school?
Miami-Jackson.
Oh, okay. So you're not an Edisonite.
No, I'm a general.
Okay.
General. I'm a general.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a general.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised here, alumni for FIU. And then, I'm here to talk about how we can get you to the money.
Get me to the money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're in business to make money.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
And I think that there's a lot of folks just kind of are not aware that that's a huge part of growing and scaling your business and doing the research on that part as well.
Right. And understanding
And
how you grow your business and scale your business.
Absolutely.
The one thing that I talk about, here we are, it's 2024. We made our way through the pandemic. And I talk about having the back of the house together.
Right.
And I'm sure, excuse me, I'm sure you deal with that a lot.
Absolutely. So as the regional director for the Black Business Investment Fund, BBIF for a lot of folks that are not aware of it, which is a CDFI, also known as a Community Development Financial Institution. A lot of our folks aren't aware that there's money specifically set aside for us. Okay. Right. And when I mean by us, meaning Black and brown business owners. Right.
And that's BBIF is Black Business
Investment Fund.
Black Business Investment Fund.
Correct.
Money specifically, as she said, set aside for Black and brown businesses.
Exactly. So a lot of folks are not aware that we have these set-asides and they don't take advantage of it. So they typically go to their primary financial institution, which we recommend they do.
Right.
Right. But if they aren't able to help you, just know that there's other institutions out here specifically to help scale your business, like a BBIF.
And, again, what is a BBIF?
So again, as I mentioned earlier, we are a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution.
Okay.
And we are the leading non-traditional CDFI here, Black business CDFI in Florida. So there's no larger CDFI than us.
Okay.
in Florida. We are statewide. So what we do is we provide dollars and resources to Black business owners in order to help them scale their business. So one of those things are, I like to tell folks about or educating folks around their business. And one thing I've learned is people do business with who they know, like, and trust.
Okay.
Right.
About relationships.
About relationships. So there's a lot of times you go into these financial institutions and you're like, I built my relationship with my banker. Mm-hmm. I was one of those bankers one day, so I'm very familiar. And you're like, hey, I did all this work, but they might give me the loan, but they don't educate me on how to maintain that loan. So that's another thing that sets us aside as a CDFI. Not only do we provide you the capital, but we provide you the resources on how to use that capital, on educating you on the business of money, which a lot of institutions don't do.
The business of money.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Right. So a lot of business owners know how to make money,
Right.
but they don't understand the business of money.
Right.
So what that means is understanding your financials, understanding your profit and loss and balance sheets, your tax returns. What is it when you are actually profitable? And that key term bankable, what that means, right? So a lot of
Okay.
people think bankable means, hey, I put my money in the bank. No, bankable is another. It's just another word is that you're loan ready. So
Okay.
you are able and you have the capacity to actually get money from any financial institution. And that's what we're here to educate you and provide you those resources.
Yeah, you said being loan ready. And as they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
Because obviously being in business, you find yourself, you don't know what tomorrow may bring.
Right.
And as I said, a lot of businesses don't have the back of their house together. They're great at what it is that they do. They may be making money, but as you were saying, you're there to help them manage that money.
Exactly. So outside of giving them that money, right? So I'll come to you, Mr. Knowles, and say, hey, you come to me and say, hey, Landy, I want a $500,000 loan. Great. Okay. Most financial institutions, we provide you the money in 30 days. We want our money. We don't tell you, we don't know. All you were able to show on the front end that you were able to support it. So where we come in is we give you that capital, right? But you are required to take technical assistance, which is a education platform that we have to educate you on making sure that that money we're providing you is helping and scaling and grow your business. So a lot of people come in and say, hey, Landy, but I don't need that. Yes, you do. Because what we need to understand is we want to assure that we gave you that 500,000 and you were able to multiply and become a million, and be in that particular space.
And pay it back.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
and pay it back.
Exactly.
Tell me, going to you versus going to the bank.
Okay, that's an amazing question. So a lot of folks think we're in competition with the bank, and we're not. We're here. We partner with many banks, right? You name them: Bank of America, Wells, Chase. We partner with many banks because what we do is that we want to educate folks. I worked for a major financial institution for over 15 years. I was a VP banker there, top 2%, right? One thing I did realize is that they didn't understand the demographic when I was able to bring particular clients to them. They didn't understand the business. Not that they didn't want to do business with them, they just quite didn't understand the business, and it wasn't really their risk appetite. Where we come in, and that what sets us apart is we're aware our whole organization from top to bottom is Black, right? You name it, they're Black. So they understand they understand where we come from. They understand our thought process. They understand keeping the money under the mattress and why that's not, why we shouldn't do that. Right. So doing things like that is what sets us apart. Also, when we say we partner up, because these major institutions are aware that they don't have that connectivity with certain demographics. So they do utilize us and say, hey, we want to provide you some capital, and I want you to push this out into these particular neighborhoods to help grow their business, because we're not, I don't want to say in touch, but they're really not, and they're not familiar with the struggles that we go through. So they use institutions like ours to help that as well.
A lot of times you talk about relationships, and talk about the pandemic and PPP and EIDL. A lot of businesses weren't able to receive PPP, even though they had an account at a bank. But they did. Again, we talk about relationships. They didn't have a relationship with the bank. And we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk about, and you being a former banker, I want to talk about what it means to have a relationship with a financial institution. We'll be right back.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and we're here with Landy and the BBIF talking about the bag, the money. And you're in business to make money, and that's one of the biggest challenges. We when you ask a business, a small business, what is their biggest challenge, and access to capital. They always say access to capital. I don't care who you talk to, whether it's black, white, green. Well, not always white, because we're not going to go there. But before we took a break, I was asking you about relationships, because again, during the pandemic, a lot of folks, you're in business, you've been in business 5 years, 10 years, you've been putting all your money, you're putting 50,000, 100,000, a couple $100,000 into a bank, but you don't have a relationship. Talk about that a little bit.
Great. Again, it's very important to have a relationship with your financial institution, more so get you a banker, right? A banker, I believe, is one of the top 3 or 5 most important people in your life, right?
When it comes to that back of the house.
Exactly. And you mentioned the
people. That's actually the money. That's the front of the house.
Yeah, if you want to be honest, yeah. If you want to be honest about it, but if you during PPP you mentioned, right? I was at one of these major banks, and a lot of folks were calling me, right? A lot, and I'm only one person, but there's only so much people that I can help. But if I'm being very honest and being very frank with you, those clients that I was massaging those relationships for over 5-10 years. I'm not going to lie, they took precedence for me, because they're the one that entrusted me with their financials, and I had to assure that I maintain that relationship. And, that's why it's very important that you have that one person, right? So you have about 100 or 200 people calling you, but you have a good 10 or 15% of that you have a relationship. You're going to cater to them, make them your primary, unfortunately, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. So I would definitely, advise anyone, if you are with the bank, and when those bankers are calling you and keep calling you and keep calling you, like, oh my God, they're aggravating me. It's for a reason. They're trying to build that relationship with you. So God forbid something like COVID happens again, or, something like that, where the whole economy shut down.
Something happens.
Something happens. You have somebody that can call and say, hey, I need my business. This is how I take care of my family. This is how I take care of my employees, and assure that that person has your back. So outside of everything, it's very imperative that you have that person to support you.
Let me ask you this. This thought just came through my head. Would it make sense to go to a bank or BBIF if I didn't need the money?
Yes, it does. And I'll tell you why. Because if you stay ready, like you said, you don't have to get ready. Right. So things like, example, lines of credit, working capital. I would say liquid cash is amazing, right? You want to ensure that your liquid is there for you. But I always also say you make the most money using other people's money. Right. So what does that mean? You have to understand how to utilize that money in order for you to grow your business. Now, if you don't understand it, you go ahead and, go get $1 million loan, and you're just spending it on a Ferrari and go buy a house, then, you're in a lot of trouble. But like BBIF, like I mentioned, we have technical assistance, right? We put you in roundtables, something like a CEO roundtable. If you're a contractor, if you're in construction, if you're a restaurant owner, we put you in roundtables with similar folks like yourself to say what's going and not going for them. We put you in rooms with accountants, marketing people that do payroll, to help understand. And let me advise you, this is free 99. This is for free. So I advise folks, take advantage of these resources, because I'll tell you, the other folks are. I'll be very honest with you, they are. So when we have these resources, we are not loan sharks. We don't believe in making sure that we take over, making sure giving you a proprietary loan and assure that it takes you out of business. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that you are in a fighting game with your counterpart. So, with BBIF, it is very imperative that you if you do come to us for a loan, also take advantage of those roundtables, those CEO roundtables, or those one-on-one consultations that we offer free of charge.
Right. So now, where I'm going to shift a little bit, I have an idea. I'm a great cook.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want to use that one, because restaurants one of the hardest business.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Okay, so I got an idea. I make widgets.
Okay.
Never been in business before. Do you help startups?
Yes. So what we do with startups, now we may not be able to provide them with the capital that they need to start up.
Okay.
but we provide them with the education,
Okay.
making sure that, or we can definitely point them to where folks that will provide them with capital for startup. But we do offer them the education on that. So a lot of people don't understand. I come to you and I say, you come to me and you say, hey, I have this amazing idea. I'm being frank with you. You know how many people call me with amazing ideas?
Yeah.
Every 5 minutes, somebody's calling me with an amazing idea. So what my question to you is, if I give you this $100,000 loan, it's a startup, right? You need help. The note is due in 30 days. How are you going to help me? You don't have any customers yet. You don't have any clientele yet. So you're already in debt. So I'm already putting you in a position that you don't want to be. So this is why our technical
That's a good point.
yeah. This is why our technical assistance comes in and saying, hey, how much did you put into your business first, outside of the idea, right? Did you go in, and I'm being honest, did you go into your 401k? Did you go into your credit card? Did you take out a home equity? We want to see what you put in your business first. So we want to see how much you trust in it first before any, and that's just not for BBIF, but that's any financial institution.
Right, right. And it goes back to that whole education piece. So you're able to provide that back of the house education training in these different seminars that you have on marketing, et cetera, et cetera.
Correct. So we provide you the education on money. So the business of money, we make sure we teach you that. And we assure that before you come to our loan part of the what we do, the loan side, because our loans, we're very competitive, right?
Okay.
So we do loans from $10,000 to $2 million.
That was gonna be my next question.
Right.
What kind of financing is
Yeah.
out there?
So we do loans from 10,000 to 2 million. And as a CDFI, I'll be honest, typically they run around 100,000, 500,000, but we do up to 2 million. So that puts us in, in a very, very competitive, so where we are able to educate folks. Like example, we have a loan fund going on with Indeed. A lot of our Black developers are aware of
Okay.
that. We're having money for Black developers out there to help you, through that gap that you need. If you need working capital, if you're buying land and you're looking to develop, affordable housing here in Miami-Dade County, a lot of our people are not aware of these availabilities to them. And this is something that we have, that we want to also show folks that we were able to help them with.
So what kind of interest rates are we looking at?
So it varies, right? So we go there typically wherever prime is. So wherever prime is, up to no more than 3 or 4 points. So it just depends on the risk of your business.
Okay. And BBIF has been in Florida how long?
We've been in business over 37 years.
Okay.
So we're headquartered in Orlando. We have an office here in Miami Gardens, another office in Tampa, and an office in Jacksonville.
Okay. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the process?
So basically, they'll either email me, and my assistant will go ahead and maybe put you on the calendar if you want to have a one-on-one consultation. If it is technical assistance, we will then traffic you or direct you there to our technical assistance team. If you're not quite ready for the lending process, my job as a regional director is to ensure that that relationship is massaged, and making sure that you go through it smoothly, right? And making sure that you get what you came in asking for. So in order to get in contact with me, you can either via phone, which is my phone number, I can provide that.
Please.
Is 305-570-2681. From there, my assistant again will direct you to where you need to be, or my email, which is M as in Mary, Simeon, SIMEON @bbif.com.
Okay. And then what's before we go, what would you say in just a couple words is the biggest challenge you see?
Unpreparedness. Just being unprepared. I think as Black business owners, I'm gonna just leave this out there. For every dollar that you go asking for anywhere and when it relates to lending, be sure that you can pay $1 back.
Okay.
Look at your financials. Say, if I ask for 100,000, can I pay 100,000 back? And that's just the bottom line. Anywhere you go, that folks are going to look at.
Okay. Be prepared. You got that word. So reach out to the BBIF. If you want to learn more about the Miami-Dade Chamber, you can call us at 305-751-8648 or go to m-dcc.org. This has been the Miami-Dade Chamber Member Connection. I'll see you next time.
Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community. providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.